Hi, welcome back to Joe Blogs. And as you can see, I'm not in the studio today, I'm on location and it's quite early in the morning. You can see that the beach behind me here is completely deserted, but I'm sure later on it will be absolutely packed. And the reason I wanted to post this video is that the Russian Energy Ministry has announced that it's intending to extend the ban on Russian gasoline exports for a further 2 months. And I think this is a really interesting development because when that ban was first introduced, it was because the Russians said that they needed to protect the supplies for their internal purposes, for agriculture, for the harvesting season. And they said that it wasn't because there were any issues with regards to their refineries, they just wanted to make sure that there were no problems in the Russian economy. But clearly the fact that they're now extending that ban for another couple of months means that there are ongoing problems. And this raises the question as to whether or not the reason for the ban wasn't just to protect internal purposes, but because they've got bigger issues. Now, if you've been following the channel, you'll know that I've been posting videos talking about the fact that Ukraine has been successful with some of its drone attacks. And those drone attacks have been targeting Russian refineries. And Russia has 44 mega refineries. These are absolutely giant refineries that are producing millions of gallons of gasoline and diesel and kerosene and all the finished products. And the reason that they're important to the Russian economy is because they're higher value products. So if you go through the process of refining crude oil, obviously there is expense and cost involved in that, but the end product is worth a lot more in the international market. So a barrel of Russian crude, sorry, they're getting very jerky here, I'll stop for a second. A barrel of crude oil is trading for somewhere in the region of $80 or $90 in the international markets, whereas if you've got a finished product, then you'll be able to sell that for $100, $150, potentially up to $200 per barrel. And the other reason why Russian refineries are important is because they employ hundreds of thousands of people. So this means that you've got local money going into local environments and people are spending in their local stores. So when you get a situation where Russia bans the export, what that means is firstly, it doesn't have enough gasoline and kerosene and diesel to be able to export. So that raises the question as to why it doesn't have enough. And I think it's because a lot of these refineries are being put out of action at the moment. One drone strike, even if it's a small drone, can have massive knock-on implications. If you have an explosion in one part of the process, that can shut down the entire refinery because a processing system is sequential. So if you lose one part of it, it means that potentially you have to shut down everything until that's fixed. And fixing these things is a problem from Russia's point of view because they've lost access to technology and also to their business partners. So that's an issue in itself. But also, when you shut down that refinery, there are two issues. Either the owner of the refinery carries on employing everybody, pays everybody for not actually working, and that means that that company is then losing profit and potentially could have issues itself, or it stops paying all of the staff. If people are paid on an hourly rate, if you've got 0 hours contracts in Russia, then that means that those people are not getting paid, therefore they're not spending in their local markets, and that causes problems on a domino effect. So the fact that the Russian Energy Ministry is extending this ban for 2 months tells us firstly that there are ongoing problems with the refineries, and secondly that this sort of situation could continue for the foreseeable future. And if that does happen, then that's going to damage Russia's income. Their revenues are going to be down significantly, and as you know, oil and gas revenue are the heartbeat of the Russian economy. So I wanted to make this quick video on location just to give you an update as to what's happening, to remind you that even though you may be seeing in the press that Russia is now a high income economy, that it's forecast to grow at one of the fastest rates in the world in 2024, there are still major problems. And just because GDP is going up doesn't mean that the Russian economy is in good health. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video, slightly different today, maybe been a bit jerky. This is my first one of these. I'll give you a quick panorama view of where I am at the moment. Let me know what you think. I'm thinking about doing a few more of these. I'm here in Spain for a few days, so maybe I'll post a few more. Let me know in the comments below. Don't worry, the usual videos will also be coming out because I've got plenty in reserve, so you've got plenty coming your way. And don't forget, actually, whilst I'm here, that I'm currently doing a raffle for one of my statues. So if you're interested in winning the Windswept Clock, have a look in the details below. That's an original Joe Bloggs statue. You can't buy these things, you can only win them. This is the third one that I'm giving away, and if you do win it, then potentially you might need to make a video of you opening it, because it's a bit of fun for everybody else. So if you're interested in that, have a look below. But hopefully you've enjoyed this slightly different video. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again soon on the next video.